people use these rooms, and we want everyone to be able to have access to these rooms, and we want all of that use to be in line with the UCSC principles of community. So in this moment right now, I can't make a determination of whether or not this group is in violation of those. That's not my place, but I do know that they booked a room here. And I currently, like, I have not seen, like, if there were hate graffiti on these walls, if there were some sort of, like, documentation of something that I could point to and know for sure.
You just heard someone say that they agreed with white supremacy. So
who said that?
If that's young person over here, what's your name again?
Actually,
I
disagree
with it. And I think I might have misspoken because the other thing that I'm definitely going to do is file a hate and intolerance report. And that's something that I would encourage. I'm just going to describe the whole entire incident. And that is something that I would also ask you guys to do. And I think at this point, the yelling that's happening right here, I realize that this is a very important concern for all of you, but it is interfering with other people's ability to use this library to study, which is like the thing that is most important to them in like this place. Like that's the function of this space, and so I guess I'm asking if you guys would be willing to leave and let this group continue to use this room.
I think that that's unfair that you're looking at it that way. I think that what is going on right now is actually that these folks are preventing folks from their everyday lives, not just studying, everything, safety on campus, whatever it is that they are engaging in. And so I feel like this group should be asked to leave, actually. And I feel like you're kind of looking at it from an interesting perspective, maybe in line with university policies. But I think if you understand what their ideologies are and how you feel safety really is, how you feel education, how you feel learning really is, students can't be studying when their lives are being fucking discriminated against, fucking like...
Okay.
pushed out of the way.
And I hear that argument. Yeah. I hear that argument, and thank you for responding to me. You have had your hand up for some time.
Yeah.
What was it that you were going to say?
So, I mean, I know you asked them to leave. They don't need to leave. We offered them to be part of our discussions. We offered them a place to have their opinions heard, as the way that we were discussing before. And there were no disruptions before they came into the room. We were having quiet discussions. We have Democrats and Republicans in this room.
I have heard concerns about chanting.
That all happened as soon as they came into the room. They came into the room and started chanting.
She's going to get more people to come in here.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, yes, that's a good.
Yeah. All right.
Listen, this club has been going on for months. There's been no disturbances until this is suddenly there's a disturbance. Suddenly,
but your existence is a disturbance.
My existence is a disturbance. You're right. Yes. My existence is a disturbance to you, but it's not a disturbance to anyone else. My existence
is a disturbance to every marginalized person in this country.
You have no idea what you are talking about.
Do you understand what a Republican is?
I'm not a Republican. You don't know the people you're talking to.
So
I'm just here, and I'm first of all, I'm a registered Democrat. I've never voted for Republican.
I don't give a shit.
I'm here speaking ideas, what you're supposed to do at a college.
I don't give a shit.
Okay. Perfect. You're great. Good. You're in.
Your life is not on the line.
My life. Shut the fuck up. My life is not on the line.
You shut the fuck up.
Don't even start.
I think it's not going to help if we continue to.
It's going to help if these motherfuckers leave, and we don't let fucking racists on this campus. That's what's going to help.
And if that's something
what's going to help.
That you. I guess the way that I am interested in responding to that is seeing if that's something we could take up with my supervisor, if that's something we could act on policy, if that's something that you want to move forward into the future, if that's something that aligns with the overall community's needs, then yes, sure. But I don't think that that's something that's going to happen in this interaction right now.
Does the school have a defamation policy for people coming and filming us and calling us names that were racists and shit like that?
You are racist.
I'm not a... What do you know? You don't know nothing about me.
I can put in touch...
Okay, please, let's pursue that. Thank you.
It's not as clear to me as the no tolerance of hate policy.
There's no hate here.
This is
There's no hate. There's no hate before
this is hateful. Yeah, it was.
There's no hate before
this
they
is really.
It was. I definitely felt
there was no hate.
There's no hate.
No hate at all. This space is not a hateful space.
They're saying that we're the ones that
I definitely felt threatened when they walked in.
I can understand.
Yeah,
I can read a flyer that they put up in the corner. They had a slug with a Trump hat on it.
Honestly,
so if that's not good enough to you, that they agree with Trump and white supremacy, then I think
I'm sorry. I'm gonna say you're racist.
I think I can understand if you guys are not willing to leave, but can I just ask that for while we continue this interaction, would you mind keeping like volume at like a minimum level?
Absolutely.
Okay, and sort of ad hominem tax at a minimum level, just so that we can continue to allow the people around us to study?
Sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You know what else we could do? You could ask them to leave because this is not part of campus policy to have folks violating all those basic principles that you brought up. UCSC principles of diversity and justice, right?
You need proof of that.
So
I think
this isn't proof of this.
Well, you know, I'm not but what I can do is I can follow
your job. You can still even if that's not your job.
What I want to do.
You guys support a president that wants to ban Muslims?
Anyway, so what I want.
This is a college Republican. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about this
more than
group.
the college Republicans are protecting themselves. So to me, you are a Republican.
Actually, the gentleman in the corner is
I'm protecting them because these are good people. You know nothing about them. You know nothing about them.
White supremacists are good people.
You know nothing about them.
Totally fine being part of this situation. Life is difficult.
I guess you're a white supremacist too.
Look at me, he's like, oh shit.
If you're sympathizing with them, then that's not a good thing. I'm sorry.
I guess we're in the same boat, right?
Well, okay.
Kind of, yeah.
He's had his hand up. Can he say something?
You can step outside of your role right now in your job position. You don't have to follow the rules ever. What the fuck is so you can do that.
And I'm not
whatever
saying
you want right now.
I hope
you know that you can do whatever you
struggle.
want right now.
Yeah.
Then follow that personal struggle.
Yeah.
I know what kind of situation you're in. I've had to work for the university before, but follow your heart. Don't follow the fucking rules.
I'm gonna listen to the gentleman in the back. He's had his hand up for some time.
I just want to point out that if this was any other group, if it was a communist group, if it was a socialist group, if it was like a Democrat group, if it was a centrist group, nobody would be here, nobody would be saying anything. But because the title says Republicans, and because that's connected to Trump.
Because communists aren't fucking racist.
Wait, can I please finish? Okay. Because it says that the title is Republicans, and that's somehow connected to Trump.
It's very connected.
You guys had to build a wall march. What are you talking about?
Okay, wait.
How is build a wall? How is marching around campus yelling build a wall not racist?
Please, just bear with me, okay? You immediately assume that all of us represent that view.
You do because you're in the space.
We don't care if you have slightly different views. That's not what this is about.
You cannot take one viewpoint and immediately assume it on an entire
group. But that is what that viewpoint is.
Okay, what happens to people of color? What happens to Muslims? What happens to queer folks?
Yeah.
The same fucking thing.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
why aren't you standing up against that? Why aren't you standing up against that?
And I understand that debate about whether the
every single Muslim person about every single one.
Yeah, and you should. But you should assume that about fucking racists. Why? Because they're fucking racist, and they don't.
And you all are comfortable being in a space.
I just have one more thing to say, and then I'm done. I just have one more thing to say. And then I'm done, okay?
Right, and that's really not my role. But I guess, like, for me, we're like, voices are raised, and that is interfering with other people's ability to use the library, which is something that that's one of our policies that we really try to steer clear away from, that anybody interfere with anyone else's ability to use the library. And I know that this is causing other people to have problems studying. So I guess what I'm asking is, are you guys willing to leave and take this up in a different venue?
No.
So they're actually causing us to have problems studying. By them holding this space and meeting and talking about these ideas, do you think this is a safe space for anyone else in the library? For folks?
It is.
Do you think it's a safe space?
We literally
knowing that they're meeting in here, that they've been meeting multiple times throughout the weeks.
And no one knew or cared till you came.
And the things that they engage in. Do you, like, that doesn't feel safe to us, so that's why we're here. So who else? It doesn't feel safe for a lot of other students.
To cause a scene.
Yeah, it is definitely.
We want you to express your opinions. We honestly want to talk with you.
Really?
Yes, really.
We were having a debate about whether the government should be big or small.
Yeah, and we all think it should be small because Republicans
Y'all
have the lean.
I'm really trying to figure out how to handle this in a way that gets other people to be able to study and that does not involve my personal opinions, because I don't really have a right to enforce anyone's ideas.
You totally do. Your opinions are so valid. I'm serious.
Are
and
mine
so your political personal views are part of your position and your job.
I understand
and
you feel strongly about that.
No, the fact that people are being told that they need to separate that, they need to separate their identities and their political views is really fucked up, and I'm sorry that you feel that way, because you should be able to engage in whatever political ideas you feel is right.
Are you sure? Because you're kind of going against that right now.
Yeah.
Because I can tell that this person is conflicted and in a difficult space right now, but that they actually agree to y'all are being violent.
That's one thing. She can speak for herself.
Like I
Why
said,
are you putting words in?
Well, because this person just asked me what's going on.
Everybody else has the right to meet whatever group they want, but the only exception is us. Somehow, because we're Republicans, we just can't do anything. We can't meet. We can't.
So Republicans.
You guys,
Thank you.
If you don't identify,
are not willing to leave.
No.
Okay.
If y'all will leave,
Absolutely not.
you just told us you weren't because another
Because I stand for the right to speak, and I speak to
Then
them.
how are you different? I don't understand.
Because I'm
why don't you
speaking
leave
to
the space
them.
if we're asking
So
you
you
to leave
believe
if you're a
that
white supremacist?
Nazis should be able to express their racist ideas?
Wait,
Give me any evidence that they're Nazis. Give me evidence that they're Nazis.
They had a build a wall
Who
march.
is they? Who is they?
The College Republicans last year.
Guys,
You could just ask if they
what
were with
if
us. They weren't.
we all leave, but from this, you create an event where you actually talk about this intentionally?
Oh no, we're not talking about dialogue. No, that's not something we engage in.
No, we're not indulging these children. They came not because they felt unsafe. They came because they knew today was a day where they could
Okay,
make a
so you
scene.
guys both just said you're not interested in
Actually-
dialogue. Both.
No, I'm interested in a dialogue. I'm
If
not
we're
interested.
children, you know that a dialogue, the power dynamics of a dialogue would not be fair if we're children in this person's eyes. So
She's
think
right,
about
they're
that.
children.
A dialogue would not work because we're gonna just.
I have responsibility.
I have something to add. Actually,
Shut up.
Actually, this
Yeah,
person
talk
over
down.
here, I don't know her pronouns, so I'm not gonna say anything. But she actually came and asked which. Sorry, whatever. Came and asked.
She came and asked which club
Which
we were.
club this
because
is,
we're so
okay, and then we said
We wanted to
College
make sure.
Republicans, and then she left. And then shortly afterwards, I'm not sure about the time, but all of them came in and then started chanting this. So this was something that was set up, and it was meant to be carried out.
How could they be unsafe if they didn't know what room we were in? They didn't know what room we were in, and then suddenly they
Your
found
meeting
out
was
the
the
room.
original violence that was set up.
Can I?
Yeah.
Again, really, please ask everyone to sort of stay at a volume that allows other people to be using the volume.
We're fine with
right?
that. We're fine with that. Let's say the volume that allows other people to learn.
All right. I am gonna go call my boss.
Perfect.
You all right?
Yes.
All right, and I will be back. And I really, please, there is a lot of pain and there is a lot of passion in this room.
There's
and I
no
would just
real
ask-
pain. There's false outrage.